Hey guys, Akil Stokes here, and welcome to another episode of the Trading Blog. In yesterday's video, we talked a little bit about two types of analysis, predictive analysis and I guess reactive analysis. And I followed it up with a very good video for our syndicate members. We actually had a trade on the radar that really demonstrated that same principle on the dollar Canada. Dollar Canada was very bearish, so it was bearish the dollar and bullish the Canadian dollar, and coming down into a previous level of structure support. And when I went over it with our syndicate members later in the evening, I talked about waiting for that level, but not being so aggressive that you just want to put a limit order there and jump the gun right away. Rather, you want to wait for price action to hit that level and then wait for that reason for entry. And lo and behold, I never got that reason for entry, so I never had a chance to be in the trade, and that turned out to be a good thing as we blew right through that previous level of structure support when I opened up the charts this morning. So being reactive and waiting for my reason for entry instead of jumping the gun and being aggressive, being scared that I'm going to miss the move, saved me a couple bucks. And you know, the number one rule of trading is conservation of capital, right? Don't waste money in the markets. Today I didn't have too much on my radar. It was a very busy trading day as far as the fundamental news events go. We had about 4 economic events come out at 8:30 this morning, and a little bit later today at about 2 o'clock and 2:30 we have the big news events coming out. We have the interest rate hike. We have expected interest rate hike. We have the FOMC projections, the FOMC statement, the FOMC press conference, a lot of stuff where essentially you just don't want to be involved in the market. So we called it a short day in the live room today. We had a few opportunities. The euro dollar bat formation that we had on our radar did get filled, and I think we were working our way down to a potential pattern formation on the dollar yen. But I played the sidelines, no reason to get involved in anything before the storm comes. But what I want to talk about today was a comment or a question I got under yesterday's video, or a video from a few days ago. I do so many of these videos, they all run together. But the question was, he said, Akil, I hear you and Charles and other traders often refer to yourself as professional traders. And I just want to know exactly what that meant. Is there a definition for what makes a quote-unquote professional trader? And that's a very good question. And it's going to be different depending on who you ask. If you ask me, right, this is my show, so I'll give you my opinion. If you ask me, the term professional trader, at least for me, is more than anything else, it is a mindset. A mindset that you have to have. It has nothing to do with, are you making this much money a month or this much money a year? It has nothing to do with how many years you've been involved in the market. It has to do with, how do you approach your trading? Do you approach your trading like a professional? Do you treat your trading like a business? That's what we like to say to the clients I work with. Treat your trading like a business. And I think as long as you're treating your trading like a business, as long as you're approaching it in a professional way, meaning you're not just treating it like a hobby where you're waking up and maybe you'll do some trading today, maybe you won't, maybe you'll check the news today, maybe you won't. As long as you're approaching it in a business type of way where you're clocking in at this time, you have a set schedule, a set ritual, a set routine. You're not making dumb money management mistakes. You're following your trading plan. Then I think you can call yourself a professional trader. And I think back to my days when I was kind of going through the grind of learning how to trade, and I was a poor trader for so many years. And I think a lot of it was mentally, I doubted myself. Mentally, I didn't think I had what it took to be considered a professional trader, to be good at trading. This is back when I thought that, you know, all traders had to have an Ivy League degree. You had to go to school for economics. You had to have this type of certification. And I'm some guy that came out of college, graduated during the recession, fell in love with the stock market, and made his way to the FOREX market. So I didn't have any of that I guess traditional background in trading. And because of that, I always doubted my ability. Do I really have what it takes? Because everyone else you see out here working for hedge funds and prop firms, they come from that kind of system. And, you know, it took for me waking up one day and really just convincing myself, brainwashing myself that I was a professional trader to really start taking actions like a professional trader. If you've watched trading blogs in the past, I talk a lot about the work we do with some of the programs at a local university where we talk about developing leadership, deliberate success, and how you can literally change the neural pathways in your brain. You can literally create new actions and new ways of thinking and whatnot in your brain. And it takes a combination of first you mentally believing that you can, and many of you guys have heard about hypnosis for trading, or maybe positive affirmations where you wake up every day and say, I am a good trader, I will be successful, all of that pump up rah-rah stuff. It works as long as you follow it up with the actions, right? Sitting in front of a mirror and telling yourself you're good doesn't mean anything if you're going to go out into the market and make the same mistakes. You have to tell yourself that and then take those right actions. So for me, identifying as a professional trader, while I still stunk, right? Keep in mind, I was still bad. I was still consistently losing money. But it took me telling myself that, Akil, you are a professional trader, to really take the actions of treating my trading like a business and getting serious about what I was doing instead of saying, if it doesn't work, I'll just try it this way. And it's funny how that works. I think back to was it the 4-minute mile? I think it was Roger Bannister back in 1954. You guys may know better than I. Up to that point, scientists and everyone said it is impossible to break 4 minutes in the mile, right? Impossible to break 4 minutes in the mile. And no one had ever did it up to that point. And then 1954 comes along. Roger Bannister, first person to break 4 minutes in the mile, right? And what do you think happened after that? Well, within the next, I think, 13 months, I think 3 or 4 other people did it as well. So how come all of a sudden you have this long period of time where no one is able to do it, and then as soon as one person does it, now other people can do it? And since then, it's been broken plenty of times, more times than I can count, right? It's belief. It's the belief that anything is possible. Up until that point, no one thought it was possible. So mentally, they couldn't get their heads around what it took to do it. And your mind controls your body, right? So if your brain doesn't believe it, your body won't take those actions. I went on a run yesterday where I was mentally out of it before my run, right? I had negative thoughts, and lo and behold, I had a horrible workout and I had to walk home in the 90-degree weather. But as soon as they were able to see that this one person did it, right, the impossible became possible, and a light bulb went off. Wow, if he can do it, it is possible. That means I can do it too. And all it took was that belief for more people to start breaking that mark. And when I talk about calling yourself a professional trader, it's the same thing. If you can convince yourself to believe that you will be successful, right? That you can be successful, right? If you can eliminate all of the doubts that are in your mind, right? And then of course follow it up with taking the right actions, right? Then you will achieve your goal. I truly believe that. If you work hard enough the right way, you will achieve your goal. The problem is either people doubt themselves, they don't really think they can do it, or they talk a good game, but they never take the right action. I've had so many traders before where they're talking about, hey, Keel, I'm dead serious. I'm going to do everything it takes to become a professional trader. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I tell them about the training course or an educational program, saying, well, hey, finding a mentor, finding a coach, this may be the best way to gain that success. I'm like, you know what? I could, but I really want to do it on my own. And it's like, are you doing everything it takes? Or even people that are in the course, where I tell them to spend a full week on each module, right? Each section, spend a full week, take 3 months to fully digest the course before moving on to the next step, right? And those people hear it. And then I still get the emails, hey, Keel, I went through the entire course in 1 weekend. And what happens when you do that, right? You hear stuff, but you don't learn it. I'm actually working on a blog post, or not a blog post, an article for Entrepreneur Magazine about the difference between, really about how to learn. I'll shoot it out to you guys when I get it, but how there's a big difference between hearing information and actually learning information. But the point is, you have to be willing to do everything it takes, and that starts with convincing yourself that it can be done, right? Getting rid of those doubts, going all in with your belief, and then following that up with your actions. So Thank you guys for joining me. Once again, I'm going to get home before this FOMC bomb goes off. But until next time, plan your trade, trade your plan. Keep the support up. Keep the comments coming. Again, today's topic came from a comment from underneath this blog post. So I am reading everything you guys post, and it does allow me to create content which is best directed at you guys. So I give you guys what you want to hear about, not just what I want to talk about. And keep sharing. Keep sharing. There's a beautiful comment from Chad, who just talked about he watched one of my videos, and after that there were 3 other videos, and they were basically complete BS, and how he wished there was more positive stuff like this. And I said I do too. That's the goal, to kind of put a dent into all of the trading myths that are out there and give you a daily dose of reality. And, you know, fortunately, Chad was able to find us and get involved in our training course before it was too late. But you think about how many traders out there are seeing the false information first, right? And by the time they hear or see blogs like this, where it's giving them a dose of reality, well, they've already lost money chasing a dream that just isn't realistic. So help us obtain that goal. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing this video. And if you guys keep doing that, I'll keep coming back and delivering you this awesome, or at least what I think is awesome, content. So until next time, plan your trade, trade your plan. Be safe out there today. Don't try to gamble on our FOMC announcement. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, traders. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please show us by hitting that like button and subscribing by clicking the button right below. If you're looking for more educational content, feel free to head over to our TradingPower.com website, or also take a look and you'll see more videos available for you. Have a good one.